Then I'm going to call on Lizz Quain, who, as she said before, she is a world schooler. And Liz is also a single parent. So she's going to share a little bit about her journey. And I'm going to let you get on with it, Liz.
Sure. Thank you so much, Juliet. Yes, I'm a solo parent to now 14-year-old twin girls, and we were initially living a traditional life, living in the U.S. I owned a children's business that included a preschool, a birthday party venue, and a play cafe. It was about 8,600 square feet, about 800 square meters. So, and it was very crazy. I was working 7 days a week, but I really burned out and I sold the business. My kids had gone to kindergarten and first grade, and they were doing okay. Aubrey, with the ADHD, we were struggling because the school wanted her to sit down in circle time and not go around the room and touch everything because she was so curious. And it was a real big change from this very open play-based environment that my business and preschool had to a more academic environment where she, fidgety girl, was required to sit down. So there are many reasons why I sold the business and pulled my kids out of school, but I really wanted us to have a break for a year to just go on a big holiday, not really a holiday, but to world school, because I had traveled a lot as before I had kids. I had backpacked around the world as a young woman. And so I knew that it was going to be a transformative experience for my girls. I didn't want them to grow up to be, very consumer oriented, keeping up with the Joneses, kind of chasing after Kardashians, kind of American princesses. I really wanted them to have a global perspective. So even as a single parent, I was able to do this. And, I know that there's plenty of single parents who home educate and don't travel. They're just, back home. You don't need to spend 6-7 hours a day educating your kids. Most home educators, homeschoolers only spend, 1, 2, 3, 4 hours a day on, their learning work. And that is only if you want to. I mean, there's plenty of unschoolers who learn 24/7. So I just really want to encourage people to think about raising their kids to become global citizens. Our world is very interconnected nowadays. It's more important than ever. And hopefully all of you will be open to becoming global citizens. So one of my single mom hacks is to world school. It's much cheaper to travel abroad, slow travel abroad. I don't encourage fast traveling and having it be a perpetual holiday, but it's much less expensive to live my lifestyle than to live in a high income country like the US or the UK. Now, of course, you need to figure out either some kind of remote work or an online business or to freelance. And I do offer over 200 income ideas list. I don't coach people how to make money online, but I at least have the list, so it's a start. So if you can work online or figure out some way to leave your home, maybe you can rent out your house and that will give you some income to travel abroad. If you can work online, if you can escape from the high cost of living, maybe there's a bad situation in your country, maybe there's war. I mean, I have friends in Israel who are reaching out to me, and I've met Ukrainians who had to leave their situation, or people from Russia had to leave. And if they're able to work online, they're able to leave and still have an income. And, maybe someday there might be climate issues. You never know. It's just really good for either you or your kids to have that option to be able to earn wherever they are in the world, wherever they can get internet. And it will give you more options or more freedom, so you're not stuck in a bad situation. And of course, you might be able to get away from negative situation, but towards very positive situations. There are world school communities around the world. There are more and more people living this lifestyle. Obviously, the world strews, like an unschooling term, it strews to your kids. They are going to learn so much, and you will as well. And I think it's more important to encourage kids to become entrepreneurs. We keep talking about being employable. The school system is not set up to create entrepreneurs. Most of them don't teach it. Maybe Stanford Business School, but that's because they're in Silicon Valley. But it's to control us and to become obedient, good factory workers and office workers and corporate employees. And that's another good reason to home educate or world school, unschool, whatever you want to do it. So then they could be more open to being entrepreneurs or being freelancers, having more control over their time. And in the US, many of us only get 2, 3, maybe 4 weeks of holiday. It's ridiculous. So I know in the UK you have more, but then you don't have a boss telling you what to do. You have more freedom with where you work, how much you work, and where. And then let's talk about geographic arbitrage. I mean, this is great for single moms. I can live in many countries around the world for £2,000 a month, £2,000, $2,000 a month. I could never afford that in the US. And that's putting my kids in local schools, which are, to learn Spanish, or hiring a nanny for £400 a month. And that frees me up time as a single mom to work. And there's lower cost of living countries, and then there's also the option of, earning in pounds, dollars, euros, and then spending in pesos, baht, lira, whatever you want to call it. So geographic arbitrage. I like to focus on lifestyle optimization. So if you're living in a lower cost of living country and you're world schooling and home educating, it's a combination, right? You can spend more time with your kids. You can hire a nanny if you want to. You can put your kids in low cost of living schools or summer camps or what have you. So that gives you more time to work or to relax and to, work on your mental health. You won't be so stressed out. So you're going to be optimizing your life. There's many different ways to world school. Of course, you can home educate them. You can unschool, allow your child to self-direct their learning. You can put them in local schools. I have enrolled my kids in schools, and I've told them I don't care what my kids learn as long as they pick up Spanish. And they had a wonderful time in Peru and Mexico doing that. Again, I helped launch an online global school that my kids attended for a few years. Hired nannies, tutors, teachers. There are groups of families traveling around the world together with 1 or 2 teachers, or the parents take turns, facilitating the learning. There's so many innovative solutions. I also want to reiterate that the world is safer than you think. I think a lot of us think that most of the world is very dangerous, but I'm a single mom. We've been to 20 plus countries. Of course, I don't go to the red light district or party. I'm not going to war zones. I'm not going to, the borders where they have drug trafficking. I'm hanging out with other families, and it's so safe out there. We have travel insurance that works around the world. So I want you to consider this, whether you're single or coupled, that this could be a really nice thing to do. You don't have to world school full time. You could do it part time. Maybe you want to leave in the rainy winter months. Maybe you can rent out your house, or you can get a house sitter or a pet sitter. There's so many options. And then you can leave during the rainy months and go someplace really lovely and sunny. And then your kids can learn about Greek mythology or the Mayan ruins, whatever it is, whatever they're into, they can become marine biologists and scuba dive. Just think about this as a learning journey, not just a holiday. There's more and more communities popping up. There's World School Hubs. There's lots of families doing it. And you still can raise your kids in a stable way, even though you're nomadic. And just think, for millions of years, humans were nomadic, usually in groups. And then we started settling down because farms were invented and factories and all of that. So it is normal for humans to move around. It's not crazy. People tell me I'm crazy, but my kids are amazing. And I've met so many grown world schoolers who either unschooled, homeschooled, whatever you want to call it. And they're amazing. They're really independent and mature and empathetic about what's happening around the world. They have become global citizens. So I hope you will be open to doing the same. And you can do it as a single mom.
Thank you, Liz. And as Liz has said, there's many opportunities to contact her to find out more and to attend her courses. And yeah, she's got a wealth of experience in a number of areas.